In this video, I'm going to show you a framework that gives you 3 pillars that you can use to support your revenue. And when you use these 3 pillars, you'll be able to have a huge impact on your business and on how you feel about yourself and your confidence levels through making minor changes to what you do and how you do it that will multiply together to have a massive effect on your overall business. There's 3 ways you can grow any business. The first is you can get more customers. The second is that you can have your customers come back more frequently. And the third is that you can get your customers to pay more for every transaction. So more people buying more frequently and spending more each time. Now, if you think about it, every technique, every tool, everything you've ever read about or heard about or been taught or seen somebody else doing is designed to do some combination of those 3 things. DMs, cold calling, negotiation, whatever it may be, all of those are techniques to deliver those 3 pillars, those 3 pillars of revenue, which is more customers, more often, spending more each time. That's it. Everything else is either conversation or a distraction. My name's Stephen Long. I've been involved in recruitment for over 20 years and I've trained thousands of recruitment consultants, and I've also run my own search firm which I built and sold, and I've been a frontline recruiter. My first year running my own desk, I billed just under £800,000 from a cold start. So when I'm talking about bringing in revenue and growing your desk, I think it's fair to say that I'm talking from a position of knowledge. Okay, let's talk about firstly generating more customers. Again, if you go down a little smaller chunk, there are fundamentally 4 ways of delivering more customers. You can get more referrals from within your clients. So if you're dealing with a large corporate, you could be referred to a different location, a different division, a different team, a different silo. And those internal referrals are massively powerful because you've got an internal advocate telling their peers and colleagues how good you are and how amazing your work for them has been. So that's a very powerful and very effective way to increase the number of customers. The second way is an external referral. That's a referral from an existing client to some colleague or friend or former associate or customer or supplier of theirs. An external referral, that's what the business networking groups are about. That's what all the trainings you find on YouTube and all over the place about how to get more referrals tend to focus on. Now, those are good, but they are less effective and less directly valuable than the internal referral because they just don't carry the same sort of corporate weight. They just don't have the same juice and credibility that goes with it, but they can be incredibly valuable. And I'm sure that somewhere along the line you've looked at getting those external referrals. The third way of getting more customers on board is through inbound leads. That's through creating awareness in the marketplace, putting information out there, social media, using mail shots, using email. Those are really sort of generating awareness so that you get inbound leads, people contacting you saying, hey, I've got a requirement, what could you do for me? Now, those are absolutely awesome for the simple reason that you're reaching somebody who is aware that they have a need. Nobody's going to contact you as a recruiter saying, hey, you know what? I'm interested in recruitment. I don't need it. I don't want it. I've got no particular requirement, but let's talk about it. Well, anybody that made a call like that, you really don't want to be talking to. The reason that people will contact you with an inbound is because they've seen what you're doing, they've heard about you, they're interested, and they are aware that they either have or are going to have a need. So great, absolutely essential. The fourth way is outbound. And outbound, unless you're very lucky, is ultimately going to be the main driver, the main engine of your new business revenue. Because if you think about it logically, at a certain point, you've got all the internal referrals you're going to, you've got all the external referrals you're going to out of the same network, and you can get an ongoing inbound lead source. You can get lots of inbound leads coming in on a regular basis, but you're not in control of it. You're not actually able to turn the switch on or off when you need to. So it can be a consistent source, but it can also disappear in a heartbeat. So outbound is the one thing that you are directly in control of. It's up to you whether you send out an email shot. It's up to you whether you do DMs, cold calls on the phone, whatever you might do. That is directly within your control. It's turn off and onable, and you are in control of your own fate with it. You can improve it, you can change it, you can adapt it, you can use different combinations, but it's in your control. And that's always a good thing, because the thing I've always hated as a marketer, as a recruiter, as a salesperson, is the idea of my fate and my revenue being in someone else's hands. That just chill down my spine just even thinking about it. The second pillar of the framework is to have your customers paying more each time. And for a recruitment consultant, there's only two ways to do that. Either you increase your fees, or you increase the salaries of the people that you're placing. That's it. If you know a third one, let me know, because I've not come across it yet. So in terms of increasing your fees, bear with me for a second on this, because I know everybody's immediate reaction is, oh, you can't do that, customers will leave and they won't go with us, and I've tried to increase my fees and it's never worked. Yeah, that may well all be true, but here's a thing that most people don't think about, which is the maths. If you're charging 20% to somebody and you increase your fees to 21%, now, at the end of the day, it's not a massive increase. They go from paying, if a salary is 40,000, they're going to go from paying 8,000 to paying 8,800. It's not the end of the world. But for you, you've just increased your fees by 5%, because 1% is 5% of 20. So a small increase to the client can mean a massive increase to you over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years. So the amount that they pay and the amount that you earn is the same, but it's a bigger percentage for you than it is for them. So that's always worth thinking about when you have that moment of going, that squeaking noise that you see, that your sphincter contracting. Did you think about putting your fees up? A small increase to the client can have a big impact on your bottom line. The second thing is to start working with candidates or working roles at a higher level. And again, you don't have to go from 30k roles to 80k, 90, 150,000 pound roles. If you can, go to it. But the simple reality is, if you just go up a small notch, if you go from handling 30k roles to 36k roles, well, it might be one level up in the organization, or it might be a few years more experience for the same role. But if you can get that 6k increase in the salary, again, that's a 20% increase in your revenue, because 36,000 is 20% higher than 30,000, therefore your fee is 20% higher. So if you put those two things together, you can get an exponential increase in your income by placing very similar people in very similar roles, but just charging a little bit more and getting slightly higher salaries. So it's not too big an ask to make a big impact on your bottom line for just a little bit of a change in your working practices. The third column of the framework is to get your customers to come back more frequently. Now, I know the immediate reaction is that, well, I'm not in charge of when they hire or whether they hire. I can't make them have a vacancy. That's all very true. But what you can do is you can take on extra work for your client by taking on extra roles or extra types of role or moving into a slightly different specialism or slightly different niche. And secondly, if you're working with corporates or medium-sized organizations even, you can start working for different departments, different divisions. So the strategy, the framework then loops back into your internal referrals, because you can get more business from the same customers, which means that they come back more frequently, by taking on different types of work or working for different departments or different divisions. That then gives you that 3 pillars of your framework. You get more customers, spending more each time, and coming back more frequently. Now, I'm aware that there's the obvious reaction is, well, yeah, okay, I get that, Stephen, but it wouldn't make that much difference. This is where the maths comes in useful, because if you can get 10% more customers, spending 10% more each time, and coming back 10% more frequently, well, that's not an impossibility. It's not. I'm not asking you to change the world, but 10% more customers, paying 10% more, coming back 10% more frequently, will actually generate a 33% increase in your revenue. 10% increase in each of those areas, multiply out, combine to give you a 33% increase in your revenue. So when I'm looking at a program like 170 to 300, which is where we take people from billing 170,000, which is the sort of typical level that people stall at, to the next level, which is 300,000, let alone when we start doing 500 to 1 million, which is the next program on. Actually, don't tell anyone, but if you have the right tools in place, you can go from billing 150 to billing 200 without making any massive changes in what you're doing. You just get 10% here, 10% there, 10% there. That multiplies together to make a huge impact on your business, your career, your lifestyle, and on how you view yourself and what's possible. So, those are the 3 pillars of the framework. I'm not going to tell you what to do, how to do, or how to apply it. Well, not in this video anyway. But if you consistently work those 3 different pillars, you will start to see massive increases in your business. So obviously, if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button, and if you've got any questions or suggestions or comments, you can either leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can do, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and if you've got anything slightly more confidential, and I'll come back to you as quickly as I can do through those channels. And the other thing is, obviously, if this has been beneficial for you, remember to hit the subscribe and the notify buttons so that you get more of these things as they come through the system for you. Most important thing is, there is a framework. It's not guesswork. You don't have to wonder how to grow your business anymore. You're now in the position of thinking, which way shall I grow my business? And that is all the difference in the world. Enjoy.